It was Halloween night. A guy was at a party, dressed as a skeleton. It was his dream to be a famous actor, but so far he had only been in one commercial for a local car dealership. But tonight, he wasn't thinking about his failed auditions or how he had just been passed over for the lead role in a community theatre production of Our Town. No, tonight he was going to have fun. He bought a beer and made his way through the costume crowd into the backyard where a DJ was spinning spooky tunes. As he looked around for someone to dance with, his eyes fell on a girl wearing a beautiful porcelain mask. She was standing off to the side, sipping a drink and watching the other partygoers. Something about her drew him in, and he approached her. "Hi," he said. "Do you want to dance?" She took her eyes off the crowd and turned to him. Her voice was like wind chimes. Sure, they danced under the string lights as the other partygoers milled around them. The music was loud, but as they swayed closer, he noticed that she was crying. Startled, he stepped back. "Are you okay?" She quickly wiped away her tears. "I'm fine, sorry. It's just a lot of memories. This place hasn't changed much since I was a kid." "You live around here?" She nodded. "Yeah, do you?" "No, I grew up a few towns over, so this is kind of like our place." She looked at him strangely. "What do you mean?" He shrugged. "I don't know. I just meant that we both have good memories here, right?" She nodded slowly. "Right. Good memories." Then she leaned in close to him and whispered something. He leaned in to try to hear her, but she pulled away. "What was that? I couldn't hear you." She shook her head. "Nothing. Never mind. It's just getting late. I should probably go." He felt confused by her cryptic message and sudden departure. But before he could ask any questions, she slipped out of his grasp and disappeared into the crowd. He tried to find her again, but she was nowhere to be seen, and as the night wore on and the party wound down, he began to lose hope that he would ever see her again. The next morning after, of course, waking up with a killer hangover, he stumbled out of his apartment and onto the street. As he walked, he noticed a poster tacked to a telephone pole. He stopped to get a closer look, and his blood ran cold. It was a missing persons poster. The girl in the photo was wearing the same porcelain mask that she had on at the party. The caption read, "Last seen wearing a white porcelain mask." Below that, in much smaller print, were the words "date of birth," followed by a series of numbers. He recognized those numbers. They were the same ones that had been on the back of her mask. The date on the poster said 2 years ago. He shook his head in disbelief. Could it really be her? Was she really missing? Why did she vanish without a trace? What was the secret she was hiding behind that mask? Who was she, and why had she come to the party? Had she been watching him? He continued to stare at the poster, but it gave him no answers. He reached out to touch it, as if by some miracle the poster might reach out and grab him and pull him into its mystery. But the poster was made of cheap paper and offered him no comfort. As the morning wore on, he found himself becoming more and more obsessed with the girl in the porcelain mask. He imagined her dancing with him at the party, her touching his arm, her whispering in his ear. But he pushed those thoughts away. He didn't want to become overly attached to someone who may or may not even be alive. He knew he needed to move on, to get on with his life. But as he went about his day, he couldn't shake the feeling that something was missing. And he realized that what was missing was the girl in the porcelain mask. He missed her, whoever she was. And as the days turned into weeks, and the weeks turned into months, he never forgot her. And every Halloween, he would put on a skeleton costume and go to that same party, hoping that she would appear in the doorway, wearing her beautiful porcelain mask. But she never did.